Yes, hello. Good morning and welcome to today's lesson. It's Unit 4, Leadership of Management, and today's session is session 13. Okay, so the intent for today is to apply leadership and management approaches to managing performance and continuous improvement. This is learning outcome 4. By the end of this lesson, you'll be able to define performance management and its purposes and explain its purposes. You'll be able to evaluate different approaches to performance management. You will also be able to apply leadership and management strategies for improving individual and team performance. And finally, we're going to be able to analyze methods of appraising performance to ensure continuous improvement. Okay, is that clear with this? Do you understand the learning outcome? Okay. Right, so before we continue, let's look at what we covered in the last lesson. Last lesson, we looked at these 5 bullet points. We looked at communication processes and strategies, dealing with conflicts and resistance to change. We looked at cultural awareness, capabilities and skills for transformation, and multicultural perspectives, including coaching and mentoring. Do you recall, and do you have any question from last lesson before we continue with today's lesson? Okay, if there's none, then we move on to today's lesson. So where we start by defining performance management. Performance management is a systematic process of setting goals, providing feedback, and developing employees to achieve their full potential. Okay, there are key elements here, 3 key elements: setting goals, which encompasses establishing clear goals, specific measurable goals, achievable, realistic, and time-bound goals. More like applying the acronym SMART, S-M-A-R-T, setting SMART goals. Okay, and feedback, giving early feedback, regular feedback, constructive feedback, positive feedback. This is to reinforce employees' strengths and address any areas of improvement. And lastly, to also develop a team or individuals employee by creating plans for skill enhancement and knowledge growth. So these are what what you do or what defines performance management. Is that clear enough? Pictorially, you can look at it like so. Over this cycle: planning, monitoring, reviewing, and rewarding. So under planning, you set goals that are SMART, okay, and then you track by monitoring, regular monitoring and tracking to meet and mitigating all any obstacles that might come up. You evaluate the process and finalize, and then you offer reward, give recognition and reward for good performance. And so you carry on that way. So that is what we refer to as performance management cycle. Okay. Now we look at the purpose of performance management. Why is performance management important? It's important for four main reasons. 1, to improve employee performance. 2, to develop employees. 3, to support decision making. And 4, to enhance organizational performance. Okay, is that clear enough? Do you have any question? For improving employee performance, basically here you align the individual goals with the organizational objectives, thereby clarifying the roles and responsibilities of the employees. Okay, you identify strengths and weaknesses and create a development plan for the employees. And you support decision making using performance data for promotion, for raising awareness, and for rewards as well. Enhancing organizational performance means applying improved individual contribution that could lead to greater organizational success. So there are several approaches you can use. The commonest approaches so far, okay, the commonest approaches so far are annual appraisal and continuous performance appraisal. Under annual appraisal, the purpose and the processes. You review performance over a year. Sometimes you could do it 6 monthly. The process is formal and it's goal setting. The pros and cons. The advantage is comprehensive overview of achievement, and the cons or disadvantages. You may miss ongoing performance trend if not consistent. For the CPM, you have regular feedback and support, like weekly check-ins or quarterly check-ins, which may also be informal. Then we have real-time improvement and engagement, and consequences can be time-consuming as well. Right, I was speaking earlier on the annual appraisal, the different approaches to performance management. Then we look at the CPM, which is continuous performance management. Here we have regular feedback and support. The process it can be weekly, it can be daily, depending on the situation. Okay. The good thing there is that it is real-time improvement. The disadvantage is that it can be time-consuming for managers. Okay. So next we look at a pictorial representation of this. So this is an annual appraisal workflow, starting from the end here, the green button, going all the way to the red button. So the green button is appraisal process begins here. Then we go into supervisor notification to the employee. Then the employee writes self-evaluation and their goals, and then it goes into supervisor review of employee evaluation. Then it goes into managers and supervisors attend meetings to determine the criteria for to differentiate top performance in the review, and then the supervisors will make necessary changes and adjustments in the appraisal and share it with the employee. Then the employee will read it, acknowledge it, and sign. Okay, and then the supervisor and employee will meet to discuss and finalize the appraisal. Supervisors then finalizes the appraisal, submits it to in the e-performance, that is the electronic performance folder for the employee, and then the employee reviews the appraisal, adds comment at intervals, okay, and that ends the performance appraisal for that particular employee. So it's kind of a vicious circle, and this can happen depending on the policy of the organization. It can happen 6 monthly, maybe quarterly, 6 monthly, or yearly. Okay, popular ones are like yearly as well. Okay, okay. If that is clear, let's look at exploration, exploratory, exploratory framework for performance management. So this to exploit this, we can go into looking at individuals as well as looking at team performance. So for the individual, it enables them to understand their roles and responsibilities, skill development, and the feedback is strengthened here. And for team performance, there's a shared vision, a shared vision that unites members of the team across a common goal. There's collaboration, encouraging teamwork to build trust and improve outcomes, and problem solving, where they diagnose and address problems together. Okay. So next we look at this diagram that gives us, the individual Work performance is constructed and broken down into dimensions, 4 dimensions: task performance, contextual performance, adaptive performance, and counterproductive performance. And then the indicators gives us idea as to what the details within each of these performance dimensions. Okay, and also self-explanatory there as well. Okay. The methods for performance appraisal similarly can also be bi-monthly, it can be weekly, it can be continuous process, or it can be annual. Okay, wage is annual. Employees are evaluated annually. It can be comprehensive and intense, and identifies development methods, and the cons there may overlook ongoing trend. For CPM is an ongoing feedback, which is good, through regular check-ins. Good thing there is that it's can be timely, feedback is timely, and proactive adjustment can be made at this time. Negative there is that a cultural shift and management time may be required for that. Where we have weekly check-ins and on-the-job conversation, here you have regular informal updates in real time and for problem solving, which is good. And negative there could be that is resource intensive and time consuming. Okay. Pictorially, you can look at the methods like so, broken down into three: spontaneous, unrestricted appraisal methods, traditional methods, and modern methods. So looking at traditional methods, you can see the different ranking, pair analogy, human-to-human correlation methods, grading methods, enforced dispersion methods. And where it is modern, we have management by objection method, multi-source assessment, corporal appraisal. So all these are the different methods of appraisal that we can have, performance appraisal that we can have. Okay. We can also look at different check-ins like so, why check-ins are important. And at each milestone along the channel, you can establish clear channel of communication, continuous build trust between employees and managers, continuous feedback improves progress. This can also boost motivation through involvement and productivity, and then problems are solved, for the benefit of of the teams, and if not, it can be escalated at this point. Okay. In comparison of comparing annual appraisal and CPM, we can look at the focus that annual focuses on past performance, while CPM focuses on future improvement. The frequency for annual is once a year, and the ongoing, its CPM is more ongoing. The feedback style for annual is formal, and that of CPM is informal. The engagement for annual appraisal is limited because it happens once a year. With CPM, it happens more often, so we say it's high. Which is better would depend on the organization's culture and goals. Okay, so you can do a combination of both, or depending on sometimes you can even have it, quarterly as well. So it depends on the organization and its culture. Is that clear enough? Okay, so let's move on to look at the benefits for performance management, individual benefits and team benefits. With individual benefits, this can enhance clarity on the role, motivation through measurable goals, and improve skills and knowledge. And for team benefits, we have shared accountability, everybody respecting each other and working together towards the same goal. So there's increased collaboration and better problem solving strategies, which comes from a diverse contribution. Okay, so here we have a pictorial representation of CPM, looking at these six key uh, methods, and this is from profit.co. Okay. We also have team performance from left to right. As we engage teams, we have a target that the teams are driving towards, and they collaborate via the process to achieve customer satisfaction or goal achievement, okay, or performance. So, study skills scenario: a marketing team has consistently missed its target. Team leaders' action was to shift from annual appraisal to weekly check-ins, and the result was that more time, it became more timely feedback was obtained. Identification of skills gap was highlighted, and it improved collaboration and goal alignment. Right, so look at this question here. How did weekly check-ins resolve issues? What other approaches could the team use? I'll give you 2 minutes to look at that. You can write your answer in the chat, or uh, you can discuss with the person next to you. Okay, come back. So let's look at model answer. Model answer here, as you can see, how did weekly check-ins resolve? Weekly check-ins provided real-time feedback, allowing the team to identify challenges early and adjust the strategies. Skills gap were addressed promptly, and team members collaborated better on shared goals. And number two, what other approaches could the team have used, or the team leader have used? We used implementing a mentoring program will be one for underperforming teams. Using performance metrics to track individual contribution could also be used, and the introduction of peer review for more comprehensive feedback could also be used. So these are just some of the various ways in which appraisals and team performances can be improved. Is that clear enough on that? Okay, let's look at this quiz. We have three quizzes here. Quiz one: what is the main difference between annual appraisal and continuous performance management? Is it A, B, C, or D? Okay, that is correct. So we say all of the above. That's D. What about number two? Which performance management approach focuses on future improvement? A, B, C, or D? Right, that's correct. That's B. And why are regular check-ins important? A, B, C, or D? Yes, again, B, that's correct. They align goals and identify issues early. So that's very good. So model answer for the quiz, as you can see here, is DBB. Discussion questions, I'd like you to look at this. Take like 5 minutes to do this discuss with the person next to you. Your company is considering shifting from annual appraisal to continuous performance management. Three questions there. What challenges might the organization face during this transition? Two, how can managers effectively implement continuous performance management? And three, what benefits could employees and their organization gain? So take 5 minutes and do that or take 6 minutes, do that with the person next to you, and you can showcase your answer. Okay, that's good. I'll just give you a model answer at this stage so you can compare what you have done so far. You can pair assess as well by giving your answers to the person next to the next group. So it's a model answer here, as you can see. Yes, compare your answers in your own time, okay? I'll let you do that in your own time so I can carry on, and let's look at real world applications of these. So real world applications, we have two examples here. Google uses OKR, objectives and key results for goal setting and frequency check-ins. And then number two example, Microsoft integrates continuous performance management into its culture for agility and employee development. Okay, these are two real world examples. I could equally give you a third one, which is that occurred with me as when I was a student. I worked in McDonald's, and we had one which we called OCL, sorry, observation checklist, where we had to, on so often or frequently had to do some observation checklist that went through the processes from a green badge beginner to floor manager or even a 5 star. So that is also another real world example of applications of performance appraisal. So in McDonald's, we call it OCL. I don't know if it's still been done now, but this was what happened in my time when I was a student and worked part time at McDonald's. So look at these two questions here. What commonalities exist between Google and Microsoft approaches? Two, what lessons can other companies learn from these examples? Okay, think about that. Take 2 minutes and do that and I'll showcase the answer in a minute. You can discuss with the person next to you and get it done as well if possible. Okay, compare your answer with this. This is a model answer for example one and example two, and for the questions that are posed. Okay, what commonalities exist between Google and Microsoft? There's a focus on the frequency of feedback, emphasis on uh, measurable goals, clear alignment with organizational objectives. Number two, what lessons can other companies learn from these examples? The value of agility in performance measurement is one. The other one is the need for regular communication between managers and teams or employees so that there's collaboration and feedback and early feedback. So how structured goal settings can also be accountable. Okay, so this is what we've covered so far. You quite happy with this? Now let's look at summary. What have we learned in this lesson? In this lesson, we have learned that we have defined performance management and explained its purpose. We also evaluated different approaches to performance management. We applied leadership and management strategies to improve individual and team performance. And lastly, we analyzed methods of appraising performance to ensure continuous improvement. Do you agree with this? Yeah, so that's what's covered. Yes, that's correct. And then we go into looking at some references for you. Okay, so look up here. You can also look up on Google, on YouTube to support your learning. Okay. So lastly, I want to thank you for your participation. I'll be happy to answer your questions if you have any. Okay, no questions. Then I'll say thank you very much for your attendance. You can follow me on my channels. This is my YouTube channels, Pato Vlogs and mcbit. Please be sure to subscribe, like, share, make some comments if you will. Thank you very much. I'll say thank you and bye for now. Bye.